What up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today RL and I are going to be cruising a few of the local spots, the local skate parks. And so we're starting off here at got a little snot hanging out my nose. So we're going to be starting here at El Estero, which is the Monterey skate park, and it looks like we got the whole place to ourselves right now. I guess it's early enough in the morning. So anyways, I'm going to keep this intro pretty short, but just as always, today I'm going to be working on those peg stalls in the quarter pipe or the bowl area over there. I'm trying to just be able to land with my pegs on the coping and then drop back in. That's something I've been working on the last few videos here at the skate parks. And then let's see what RL's going to be working on. Dad, what are you going to be practicing today?
Hopefully, I want to try to learn pedal, maybe some pedal grinds.
Pedal grinds? Yeah. Like on a rail or like on coping? I'm
not sure yet. Whatever feels comfortable. Well, probably on coping. Pedal grind seems to be better on a flat thing. But who knows? That's what you were watching with Alfredo Mancuso. Alfredo Mancuso, yeah, he does. He calls it a crank grind, but it's kind of crank and pedal.
Interesting.
Apparently, if you lean your bike, there's a little gripping point between the pedal and the crank arm where it, you know, like goes like this, and that's what keeps you on.
Oh, interesting.
But who knows?
Cool. All right, so that's what RL is going to be working on, and you guys know what I'll be working on, of course. So as always, don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you enjoy the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And now we're going to start with some riding here at El Estero. It's nice when no one's here. Where do you think you'd do that pedal grind?
I don't know.
Man, we're lucky being out here on the West Coast. It's like we don't have to deal with rain, snow, any of that shitty weather. I mean, I know the East Coast, it's getting hit pretty hard right now. It's like in the 20s, getting snow in some places. And a lot of those places, they don't even have indoor spots to ride. So once it's winter, it's like they're screwed. But out here, I mean, fuck, it's almost December 1st, and it's like, feels like it's 70 degrees out right now. It's still only like 9 in the morning. Pretty lucky. Okay, so I was making calling a slight audible of what he's working on today. So what are you gonna be doing?
I want to get just peg grinds down. Maybe a Smith feeble grind on the coping of a, you know, it's like a
over in like
6 foot, 5 foot transition.
Alright, here we go. RL's first try. That's what you mean by using the fence? Oh, wow. How come you can do it first try? I was just warming up trying to get my peg stall to happen. I wasn't even getting any progress since the last time I was working on this. I was a little disappointed, but hopefully I'll advance on that in a little bit here.
Yeah, just keep doing that.
Little fence plant. And he's out. Ooh. Seems like maybe you're leaning in towards the fence too much.
Yeah.
Not that I would know. There you go. Here on the lake. Pretty cool, actually. Everyone's got their little paddle boats. Woo! You kept your feet on. Yes.
That wasn't it.
You're a dick.
I'm getting tired.
You never take my compliments. You always shut them down.
Well, I didn't do it.
It was still cool though. You on break?
Yeah.
That's so frustrating.
Dylan's learning to do a peg stall on this. It's like a 5 or 6 foot transition with metal coping, and he's really close. He could do it. He just has to keep his foot on. He can get in, he can get up to it. So let's see what happens. All right, here we go. Dylan doing a peg stall. So he's got this thing. He can do this. He just doesn't know it yet. That's what freaks me out, is it's so slippery. You're just waiting for something to drop, right?
Yeah.
But your pedal, your back peg doesn't make it, because that's the one you can't see. Your pedal's going to catch.
Yeah, that's true.
More straight up the wall, maybe a little bit of an angle, but don't try to slide. Just do a peg stall and then fall towards the fence, because the fence is going to catch you, and that way he can get used to keeping his foot on. Oh yeah. Oh man, that was it.
Would your peg slide down?
Yes.
Your wheel slid off? Hey! Whoa! You good?
My legs don't move.
Cool little fakie. Hey. Woo. Ooh, you slid a little.
Fly up here and you got to pull in to make that transition. Eventually, hopefully getting up to the coping and flying over that hip.
Yikes.
But that thing's like a foot back behind there and it's non-vert.
Well, let's see if you can do it before I smash.
I'm just gonna do the low part.
Okay.
Chicken shit part.
Oh. Oof. Hey, hello. Ooh.
Pull my wheel in.
Yeah, I guess it's my turn now.
Nice, Dylan. That was a good one. So Dylan's learning like to come up here, hit this, and pull in. Cool thing about this is you can start really low and then all the way to coping and all the way over there. You don't have to blast into it. Those are cool things to learn when you can ease into it.
Yeah.
Like right here. I mean, of course you want to, you know, do the whole thing, but just start right here and learn to point your front end down, and then come up right here, front end down.
Yeah.
Same thing, and then over here. Like this thing goes just about to vert, but you can come up right here and air it over here. You don't have no coping to worry about. And then eventually just start working your way up.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's really good. Gives you a good foundation. foundation and teaches you transitions.
Yeah, exactly. It just, a lot of it I feel like it's getting used to just riding the transitions and how to maneuver your bike and your body like over the different objects, I guess, or the different transitions.
You know what sucks is when you got it all figured out and you go up and you're expecting the transition to like push you in, and you don't hit it right and it's dead. Oof. And you're like the landing is out here and you're out here. It's not a good feeling.
Doesn't sound like it.
Super scary that Ron Wilkerson was doing this like 30 years ago, maybe even more. Come over here. Okay, this is probably a 7-foot transition. Okay. He's doing it on a 10-foot transition with a foot of vert. Now, just come over here and look at this.
I don't want to, I'm scared.
Look at this and look at where is your back wheel gonna land? How are you gonna make that?
How do you even come up with the idea of doing something like that?
Or off of a Miami hopper like this, and then pulls himself in. Whatever.
Off of Miami hopper, wow.
Yeah, off of Miami hopper, but look at that.
Jesus.
You kept your foot on longer.
I'm pissed I landed it.
But sometimes it's better to, the fear gets so great that it's better to just go ahead and accept the fall that may come and just do it and get it out of your head, and that way you don't have to suffer all day long worrying about it, if you're the type of person that does that. I am. Okay, so let's say I'm looking at a set of jumps. I'm pretty sure I can make it. It's got to be something you're confident in, right? And I'll say to myself, die once or die 1,000 times. Die once is a lot easier, man, I'm telling you. Yes. Yes.
See, I took it off right.
I don't care. You did it, man. Now you just got to drop in. Yes. Okay, wait. Put your pedal forward. Put your pegs on there. Pedal forward. Stand on there like you're going to drop in. Okay. Put your hand out to the fence. That's what it's going to feel like. You're going to put your hand out instead of taking your foot off. Yes, 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 yes. Nice, nice. You're free.
That was the first one I landed. First peg stall on the bowl or the quarter pipe, whatever you want to call it. And I'm really stoked on it. I've been working on that for like a month now. Probably put in like 1,000 tries at least. But I landed it and then dropped in, which was cool, doing it all at the same time. And just the biggest thing that I changed, once I made this change, it worked within the next 5 tries, was focusing on pushing this inside pedal, the side that's landing on the coping, pushing that pedal down. And what that did is when I landed, it would push the pedal onto the coping and give me a balancing point with my foot. Right. And then I also kind of took the weight off my outside foot off the pedal, so I was less inclined to leave all my weight on there and take this foot off. And it was like I basically did the opposite of what I've been doing. I took this leg off and kept this one on so I could land it. So for the last 2 weeks, I've seen you do that 1,000,000 times. Yeah. And then a week ago, you did the drop in. Yes. And then you were stuck on, you were always taking your foot off. What did you say anything to yourself before you did it, or were you like worried about not doing it today, or what made you finally do it? I mean, it's just, yeah, like you said, haunting my dreams. It's, if I don't do it, it's gonna bug me till the next time I get, I mean, that's, when I don't land it, that's all I think about until the next time I ride the skate park. Yeah. And I was just like, okay, I'm making the same exact mistake every single time. It's like, like you said, I basically learned to do it in the way where I just take my foot off every time. So I just, every time, once I figured out that part about pushing the pedal down, I just told myself that right before I went every time, that you gotta do that. And just made sure that was the only thing I was thinking about when I landed, was keeping my foot on there and pushing it down. And then it took a few tries where I'd land and then my foot would kind of slip off, and then once I did that a couple times, it just stuck, and then you just kind of hop back in. So you were working on like jumping over this spine here with the transition. How did that feel? Or because that's something kind of new you haven't been doing too much of. Right. Well, no, I mean, I do it. I just don't do it very much, but
Yeah, I love little, hips or transfers. They just feel really good. I'm starting to do it without my brakes because I sometimes drag my brakes up a little too soon or something. It just screws everything up. And without brakes, everything's cleaner. The hard part is these transitions are so quick.
Yeah.
It's just like, whoop. And, but that's, you look at the good guys, man, it could be a 4-foot transition. They don't care. It's just to the sky, so.
And you were getting that Smith grind down too. I don't know if you landed it yet.
Grind.
Oh, sorry, feeble grind. Now I'm confused on that. But you were getting that on the coping. You landed, I think you were doing the same thing. You just landed and then your foot would come off right away. Did you? I think you pulled it a few times though.
Well, I did the grind and then my foot came off. And then I did the drop in was a little weird because you're looking, even though it's only like a 1/4 of an inch that coping sits up, I was worried about catching my front wheel and diving in.
Yeah.
But it was the same as off a little curb. So no, I didn't do the whole thing all together. But
definitely something you're gonna be working on more though, right? I mean,
yeah,
you pretty much have
it.
I
love that feeble grind because with the tire up there, the bike slides so smooth and it feels so much more flowing,
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess that's gonna wrap up today's video at the El Estero skate park here in Monterey. I'm very stoked, obviously, because I finally got that peg stall down.
I'm happy you don't have to suffer tonight.
Yeah, right?
You'd be all grouchy and hard to get along with.
Yeah, I'd be in my quiet place.
Happy, big smile all day long.
Yeah, it's nice when you finally land something you've been working on, because it's just very reassuring. It builds your confidence, and it just feels like now I'm ready to take the next step and learn something a little more challenging. But yeah, again, that wraps up today's video. As always, we want to thank you guys for watching. We always appreciate your support here on our videos.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. And we'll always be doing this kind of riding, showing our sessions at the skate parks and the parking lot and wherever else we go. So yeah, just thank you again, you guys, for watching, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys. Have a good one.
Peace.